go? All right. All right. Mickey, you happy to be home after a pretty long stint in the Wickies?
Yeah, very happy to be home, thanks. It was this started for us, obviously through the one-day series and leaving straight from the third final in Adelaide, straight to the West Indies. It's been a long haul for the players.
Have you had a chance to reflect at all now on the trip home? It's been a pretty big sort of 6 months for the group. 9 out of 11 tests you've won. Are you pretty happy with how far the group's come? Yeah,
look, very happy with our test team. I think our test team's a very settled side. I think our one-day side, we've still got a little bit of work to do. There's going to be some challenges with our one-day side, but I think we've got basically the meat of a very, very good team, and you know we just have to get them believing and have to get them playing in the way we want them to play. I think we came up against a very good West Indian side who put us under a lot of pressure in the one-day. So I guess that's the exciting thing for Michael and myself is getting our one-day side up on track with a big tour of England coming up in June, and then a Champions Trophy next year. So we need to get that one-day side really firing, and I'm confident we've got the personnel to do that.
You mentioned the test side's fairly settled at the moment. Do you envisage it'll be pretty much the same in the next tour, even though it's so far ahead?
Look, definitely. I think you want consistency in your team all the time. So consistency in selection is crucial. I can't see it changing that much. We've built depth in every position now, which is fantastic. There's probably seven batters going for 6 spots. We've got 2 keepers fighting out for the wicket-keeping position, and I think we've got 7 bowlers all going for 7 of the quick bowling positions, and 2 spinners going for the spinning position. So I think we're in a really good position at the moment with that squad.
Players fighting for positions. Michael Clark saying that Brad Hatton was still the first choice keeper. Who do you think should be the first choice keeper in your mind?
I've said there's a lot of cricket to go until we need to make that decision. I think the next Test match is in November against South Africa, so we've got a lot of time to sort that position out. There's a lot of water that needs to go under the bridge first there, you know. And Wadey will get an opportunity through England. He'll get an opportunity against Pakistan in the one-days, and probably the 2020 World Cup as well. And saying that Hags will have an opportunity probably with 2 Shield games before the first Test team needs to get selected. So, you know, that position's open. I was just very impressed with the way Wadey came on this tour. You know, the Matthew Wade who started in St Vincent to the Matthew Wade who finished in Dominica was a totally different player. So I was very impressed with the way he came on.
Will you consider playing Matthew as a batsman in the next Test series if you decide to go back to Brad?
Look, that again, I think that's still too far away. There's a lot of cricket to go before we need to make that decision.
Is it an option though to potentially play him as a batsman?
Look, it could be an option, definitely. He's certainly good enough. He's certainly good enough to do that. So I suppose it is an option, but again, you know, that'll all unfold in the wash.
Mickey, how did you?
I mean, you're talking about that consistency. Does that mean you're not anticipating any retirements or departures from the squad in the next 6 months?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. You know, and I know there was a lot of media pressure and talk around Ricky, but Ricky's not going anywhere. Ricky will be around it. We're hoping that Ricky's scoring enough runs to go to the Ashes, most certainly in England. So Ricky's definitely no way considering retiring. I wouldn't have thought from my conversations with him, and he'll be fit and ready to go against South Africa again.
How challenging is it going to be to get Ricky into good form for the next Test series when there's so little cricket between now and then?
Look, Ricky's a consummate professional. He'll be prepared, he'll be ready, trains exceptionally hard, works on his game all the time. He'll be ready for that series, no doubt. You know, so we don't have to worry about Ricky Ponting. He'll be ready.
Does it get to a time though where you might have to tap Ricky on the shoulder and say, you know, it's time to hang up the bat?
Look, it gets to that time with every player. I think so. Yeah, look, it probably will down the line, but Ricky's still got a lot of Test runs still in him, no doubt about that.
Do you expect to then have to tell him rather than him making the decision to give it away?
I'm not sure how that'll all unfold down the line. I think if we win the Ashes, then maybe he'll go at the top of his game. I don't know, and I'm only talking for him, but I'm pretty sure that You know, again, he's a consummate professional. He'll be prepared. He'll be ready. He'll make the most of every opportunity he still gets.
What did you think of Ricky's form through the West Indies? A run of low scores at the start, but a half century to finish.
Yeah, look, it was a difficult tour for our batters. It was tough to score. Wickets, albeit looked very flat. They turned quite a lot. They were a little bit up and down. We didn't, other than Wadey, we didn't have 100 from any of our top 6. But it was that kind of wickets, you know. It was, you always say when you get to 30 you get in, but it almost became harder when you got to 30 because the ball got very soft. They went very defensive, and you just had to come in and start and play against spin, which was tough. The wickets did turn. I mean, it was some of the most vicious turn I think I've seen, you know, and certainly St. Vincent and Trinidad and Dominica turned incredibly. So it was tough. It was tough going for our batters, and I thought Ricky was very unlucky. He got run out in the first innings, Watto's fault. He then got a ball that went straight along the ground, so that was one test where he didn't score. He then got a really good delivery from Kemar Roach in Trinidad, and then perished looking for some quick runs in the second innings. So he was always bubbling away. His form was always good. So no worries about Ricky Ponting at all.
Are you happy with how the batting's set up at the moment with Cowan and Warner at the top, and then Watson 3 and the 2 senior guys at 5 and 6? Is that how you sort of see it going forward into next summer?
That's a very good batting lineup. Really good batting. To have Michael Hussey walking at number 6 is a luxury for any team. So I think it's set up right. I think Warner and Cowan will get better and better, no doubt about that. Davey showed through the summer he got two Test hundreds and played very well at times. Eddie Cowan, I thought, came on through the summer. I thought his last innings in Dominica was rewards for the efforts and work that he put in through the series. He got better and better at playing spin bowling, you know. And when we talk about spin, it's very different to playing spin bowling in Australia. Its conditions are totally foreign. So guys have to come in. They have to have a game plan. They have to come in and be able to work it out. And Eddie Cowan did that in the second innings. What was a crucial partnership with Ricky Ponting. So I'm very comfortable with that opening pair at the moment.
Just with Dave, is it now a challenge for him to find a little bit more consistency in his game? He sort of burst onto the scene this summer. Hasn't got those sort of mid-range scores where.
Yeah, look, he got 2 Test hundreds. He got 2 one-day hundreds as well, which is a massive season for a guy in his sort of first year, you know. And Dave is the one player that played every game for us this summer. I'm talking this summer from the New Zealand series when I went in. So he's played every game of cricket for us. He hasn't missed, and that for him has been tough. It's been very mentally and physically draining for him. But he's come through it very, very, very well. So yeah, we want Dave to get more consistent, but that's not his style, you know. We certainly don't want Dave to lose his character, because that's what makes him special. And that innings he played here at the whack against India is what he can do. When he has his day, he just takes the game away from the opposition. So we certainly don't want to stagnate that part of his game.
How are your bowlers? You had a few sore bodies by the end of the tour.
Yeah, we did. And again, that's just the nature of it. We play so much cricket now that the bowlers just don't get any respite at all. That's why we need a massive depth pool, which I think we've got going now. I think we caught Sids and Paddo. I think we caught the injuries in the before they got too serious. It looks like James will be fit for the one-day series in England if selected. I think he'll certainly be fit enough to warrant selection, and then we've got to work that one out. And I think Sids he's called off his 2020 campaign with Essex to get himself ready for our Test summer, so he'll be ready to go, which is really good. Mitchell Stark goes over to England on Friday to play some county cricket, and he came on in leaps and bounds this tour as well. So I'm confident we've got enough in that team bowling department right now.
There seems to be a lot of depth there, but is it still open in terms of positions? It seems like everybody that goes in there performs to some extent, but then gets injured. So
Yeah, look, yeah, and again, I think we've got to be quite clever with it. If we've got that talent and depth pool which we're trying to create, well, then it's good. Then we can afford the luxury of resting players like we did with Ryan Harris. Ryan Harris could have played in Trinidad, but man of the match performance in Barbados, could have played in Trinidad, but came back and played in Dominica and played very, very good cricket and bowled. The quality was outstanding. So we're getting to that point where we can have a look at players and then rest them, and if we need to, and again that'll be a call dependent on how important each game is. But that's a call we'll make at the time, and it's a luxury we do have.
How likely is it that Cummins will be ready for the ODI series in England?
Yeah, if Cummins is fit, he'll be ready for that. He's selected.
Are you keen to get him back into the international setup?
Yeah, definitely. It was pretty disappointing not having him for the summer, considering how he started. So looking forward to having him back. It's pretty mouth-watering when you got some of those bowlers coming back into our setup now. So look forward to seeing him fit and raring to go.
You would have seen a lot more of George Bailey in the first half of the tour. What do you make of his development, and is that decision to make him the 2020 captain looking as though that's going to be what you'll push forward with?
Yeah, we'll certainly be pushing forward with that now, and certainly at the 2020 World Cup. I think he came into the one-day side as well and played very well. We've got to sit and work out an exact order for our 2020 team. Do we go Watson and Warner? Do we go Warner and Wade? Watson at 3? If we go Watson, Warner, Clark will then fit in at 3. So we've got options, which is always good, and we're going to just have to work through them before the England tour. So it's again pretty good position to be in.
I mean, will he stay in the frame for the one days, do you think, or is that he'll move away from that?
George has done enough to warrant selection, I would have thought, for the England one days. We'll see how that goes. I think we select in the next week, so I'm pretty sure his name will certainly be up for a discussion, and pretty sure he'll be on that trip.
You all? Okay, thanks very much.